Beauty and the Beast. In a land far away lived a merchant and his daughter Beauty. Beauty, like her name, was very pretty, loving and kind. One day the merchant got lost deep in the woods and reached a castle hidden amongst the trees. He went inside and yelled, "Hello! Is anybody home?" Since nobody seems to be here, he thought, I'll spend the night here. In the morning, just as he was preparing to leave, he thought of Beauty and plucked a rose. Suddenly he heard a shout. A horrible beast was standing before him. "Ungrateful man! How dare you steal from my garden even after I let you stay here?" he cried. The merchant shivered with fright. He begged the beast not to hurt him and tried to explain that the flower was for his daughter Beauty. The beast said, "I will let you go if you promise to send Beauty to live with me." The merchant fearfully agreed. At home, he sorrowfully told Beauty the whole story. She said, "You should keep your promise. I will go to the beast. Don't worry." And she left for the castle. In the beginning, she too was frightened by the ugly beast and his gruff voice. But in a few days, she realized that the beast was actually very kind and gentle. He took good care of her, and she slowly began to like him. She was no longer afraid of him. Even though the beast dearly loved her, Beauty missed her home and her father. She often thought of him and cried. One day she looked through a magic mirror that the beast gave her and saw that her father was terribly unwell. "Oh, father is ill. I must go to see him," she cried in panic. Unable to see her sadness, the beast sighed and said, "Go back home, but I hope you will never forget me." "Thank you, beast." Beauty was so happy that she hugged the beast and ran home. Beauty was glad to be home again, and under her care, her father quickly recovered. One day she thought of the beast and looked into the mirror. To her dismay, she saw that the beast too was ill. He was on the ground mourning in pain. She sped to the castle. The beast was dying and was very glad to see her. She held him and sobbed, "Beast, what's wrong? Don't die. I love you." Then she kissed him softly. At that very instant, the beast changed into a handsome prince. Beauty was so surprised. "Thank you, Beauty. A wicked witch had cast a spell on me. Your sweet words broke the spell," he said. Beauty and the prince were soon married, and they lived happily ever after.
One day, the engine on my plane broke down, and I was forced to land in a desert. There was a severe sandstorm, and though I tried my hardest to get the engine fixed, the plane wouldn't start. I had to spend the night alone among the sand dunes. Who are you? Where did you come from?
Draw a sheep for me.
What?
A sheep! Draw me a sheep! I asked for a sheep, not a boa constrictor.
How can you tell it's a boa constrictor?
It's a boa constrictor that has swallowed an elephant, but I need a sheep.
Why do you need a sheep?
I I come from a very small planet. You can go all the way around it in only a few steps, so no one travels far. There are 2 dormant volcanoes and 1 active one. That is where I place my pot to cook.
What? To cook your sheep?
No. Have you heard of the baobab tree? Well, the sheep must eat the new sprouts of the baobab tree.
Why?
Well, you see, 1 baobab tree is bigger than 10 elephants. Just 3 of them could tear my tiny planet to pieces.
I agreed to draw a sheep for the little prince. Here you go.
This sheep is too old.
What about this one?
It's a goat. This one looks ill.
This is the best I can do. Here.
Thank you very much. There's a young sheep sleeping in the box.
The following morning, as I attempted to take out the bolt stuck in my engine, the little prince said,
I want to see the sunset.
"The sun won't set for hours. You will have to wait a while."
What? Why will I have to wait?
Well, it's only morning. The sun sets at the end of the day.
Of course. I keep forgetting I'm not on my planet anymore. My planet is so tiny that you can see the sunset anytime you want, just by shifting your chair. I once watched the sunset 44 times in one day.
44 times? My engine was still broken the next day and the day after. I began to grow uneasy because I was afraid of dying out there in the desert.
If a sheep can eat new sprouts, it can eat flowers too, right?
A sheep can eat any plant it comes across.
Even if the flower has thorns?
That's right, even if it has thorns.
Oh, but what are the thorns for then?
The thorns are completely useless. Please stop asking silly questions. I am in serious trouble and am very busy.
What? You wouldn't feel that way if you could see how many colors the sky has and smell the sweet fragrance of flowers and the wind. Do you realize how proud the flower is of its thorns?
The little prince told me all about his rose, which he had left behind on his planet. One day, a gorgeous rose blossomed on his planet.
Oh, how beautiful! I am the only flower in this whole world. The wind is so very cold. Can you please shield me with the glass cover every night? I'm so thirsty. Please give me some water. If a tiger comes by, you can let it go past me. Why? I'm not afraid of the tiger's claws. I have my lovely thorns to protect me. But there aren't any tigers here.
The little prince spoke to the rose every day and gave it everything it asked. Then one day, he decided to leave his planet and go on a journey.
I'm going away. What? Away? Where? All right. Goodbye.
But the prince was concerned for his rose.
What about the wind? It's okay. I never really needed that glass cover. And the animals? You know there are no animals here. Besides, I have my sharp thorns. Don't worry about me. Just go. Go ahead.
Leaving his home planet, the little prince traveled to see other planets.
I can't. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm very busy with important business. How much can I get for this planet? And for that one. Oh, dear, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I will allow you to stand here. Now permit you to ask your questions. Ask at once.
But I have no questions.
Then, I order you to become my servant.
No! I don't wish to be your servant. Goodbye.
No, wait. Do you want to be a minister? Come back. Wait. Don't go. Don't go. No.
Adults are so odd.
There.
What are you doing?
The same thing I always do. Now it's time to turn on the light. Now it's time to turn off the light. But, who are you? Never mind, I'm very busy. And it's time to turn on the light again.
Finally, the little prince reached a big planet called Earth.
Who are you? Why, we're roses. No, you can't be. There is only one single rose in the world. That's ridiculous. What do you think we are then? Huh? But I thought my rose was the one and only. Oh, now I see it's just an ordinary rose like all the others. Hello. Who are you? I see you must not be from around here, or you would know me. I come from a far-off planet. Oh, a different planet? One of those stars in the sky? That's so exciting! But what were you crying about? I thought the rose on my planet was the one and only, and there are thousands here on Earth. I thought mine was special. Let's be friends. Friends? That's right. But for us to be friends, we must both be tamed. Learning to understand someone is being tamed by them. Tamed? If you promise to visit me every day at 4 o'clock, I will start to get excited from 3 o'clock. The instant you come, my face will be filled with joy.
The little prince promised and visited the fox every day to tame it and be tamed. One day, the fox said,
Now go take a look at the roses over by the fence. Then come back and I will tell you a secret.
The prince went over to the fence and looked at the hundreds and hundreds of roses there.
You are all so beautiful, but you mean nothing to me. You have tamed no one and have not been tamed yourselves. My rose truly is the one and only. My fox is the one and only among all the foxes in the world, and the rose on my planet is the one and only to me. The secret is very simple. You must look with your heart, and only then will you see clearly. You cannot see the essence with your eyes.
Oh, I see. The little prince and I spoke until stars sparkled in the sky.
Now I must return to my planet. My rose is waiting for me.
Don't worry. Your sheep will never eat your rose. The stars shone very brightly that night, and the next morning the prince had vanished, as if by magic.
When when I go back to my own planet, you will have your own special star because I will be smiling down on you from among all the countless stars in the sky.
The Jealous Sister. Abad was a trader who lived in a land called Damascus. He was in love with Hina, who was the daughter of a rich wazir or minister. Abad and Hina knew that the wazir would never agree to the marriage, and so they used to meet secretly. Hina had a sister named Rabia. Rabia was a very curious girl. She noticed how Hina used to go out every evening and constantly annoyed her with questions. "Where do you go every day?" she used to ask. One day, when Hina refused to tell her, she decided to secretly follow her sister. When she saw Hina and Abad, she was overcome with jealousy. She jumped out of a hiding place and said, "Oh, so this is what you have been doing. You'll be in big trouble when I tell father." Hina pleaded with her to keep this a secret, and so Rabia sulkily agreed. But in reality, she was thinking of a wicked plan. The next day, Rabia went to Abad and pretended to be very friendly. When he wasn't looking, she quickly slipped her very expensive necklace into his pocket and ran away. She went to her father and cried, "My necklace! My necklace! Somebody has stolen it!" Everyone began searching for it, but of course it couldn't be found. By then, Abad had found the necklace in his pocket. He didn't know how it got there, but since he needed money, he decided to sell it. He went to the jeweler, but as soon as the jeweler saw it, he recognized it as the wazir's necklace. The wazir and the police were called. Abad was accused of stealing the necklace. "I'm innocent. Please believe me," he pleaded, but in vain. Now, Hina suspected that her sneaky sister was behind all of this. She went to her father and told him everything. The wazir summoned his younger daughter and questioned her. By now, Rabia was afraid. After being questioned hard, she finally confessed to all she had done. The wazir was very angry. Rabia was punished for what her jealousy had led her to do. As for Abad, the wazir saw what a good man he was and agreed to let him marry his daughter. Abad and Hina were married in a grand ceremony.